Hello everyone, I'm Paris from Let Companion Birds Fly. It's such a pleasure to meet with you all. My passion is birds.
What's the matter, Indy? You're not letting her play with your glasses, is that what it is? She wants to play with your glasses.
This is Laurie. You want to say hello, Laurie? I know. This is my girl. She's a rainbow lorikeet. And I'll tell you her story another time. But if she wants to stay with me, she will, and I'll let her decide. I adopt birds. I look after them all day, every day. On top of that, I do all the campaigning, marketing, petitions, communicating with all our government people who, as you know, don't really care to discuss animal welfare. My background, okay, I started off after high school in fashion, in trade, in business with Europe and Asia. Then when I returned to Australia, I got into project management, admin side of the world, the corporate world, a very ugly corporate world. I also, at the same time, got into acting, modelling, in that area, a bit of producing, a bit of directing, and I also took up counselling studies. I'm a great problem solver. I love helping people, and I did my counselling diploma. But what's happened is all that's gone on hold at the moment because these children need me 24/7, constantly, and it's also the campaigning. I pretty much do it all on my own.
Good girl. Very good girl. All right? I know. I know. You feel the calmness, don't you? That's okay. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Yummy. Yeah. Yummy. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl.
But I've also found along the way that there are some fantastic people out there who are actually not involved in the animal welfare area, which is very sad. It's just independent people who contact me and say how they can help. I have tried to liaise with other organisations as well, but I think everyone's busy with the farming side of things and everything else, and all the other abuse. I'm a bird behaviourist. I studied bird behaviour with behaviourists from the USA. Anyone who really cares about birds or understands birds knows they're exactly like children. The psychology of birds is identical to children. The theory and prac that's applied to birds is applied behaviour analysis. I live with them 24/7. I don't have any one bird sitting with them.
Don't stick your claws in, alright? Okay. Alright, I've got things to do. Alright, okay? Yep. Don't sit there and wait all day. Don't bite. Told you that, don't bite. Okay? Don't look to bite. Don't look to bite. Alright? Anything else? Very good? Okay. You just want a free ride. Plenty of people out there. Free ride. Yeah. There we go. Next bit. Come on. Come on. Next bit. Yep. Alright. I know. Tough life, isn't it, man? I understand. Tough. Yep. Someone's taking notice of the oven. Yeah. Anything else? don't bite you, so you don't have to bite me. Alright?
So I really study them constantly. I know their every move. I could be in another room and I know exactly what they're thinking and what they're doing. I know the sounds that they make, what it means and everything. So the link between bird abuse and child abuse is identical. Unfortunately, I haven't had the time to really educate people and get out there and tell them how similar the psychology and the behaviour is. This is what I'm trying to do amongst the zillions of other things that I'm doing. So that's a bit about myself and what I'm up to. And I'm doing this nationally, not just in Victoria. I'm trying to get the whole of Australia to listen, to sign petitions. I'm telling you now, they all go to deaf ears. The state government's blocked my emails. They don't care. This is Jazzy. Jazzy we've had to take out of the aviary because Jazzy can't fly anymore. Jazzy is 18 years old and Laurie is very jealous, so I need to keep the distance, otherwise there'll be a bit of a sibling fight. That's okay. Laurie can't fly far either. She's had a tragic background for 10 years, but she's so much loved here. She is literally my soul twin. And Jazzy here used to fly beautifully, but he's in the house now.
You like that, do you? You like that? You gonna sing for me tonight?
See, birds like their massages too. Any disabled birds come indoors. No birds are in cages. Thanks for pooping again, Laurie. No birds are in cages. I have cages to put all the foods, but they're all open, the doors, so birds can come in and out. And just like people, not all species get along. My wish would have been for all birds to be free in the skies, but the reality is they can't. In this world with terrible people, they will be stolen, they are bred, they are force raped. The business is, there's millions and millions of dollars involved in bird breeding in Australia as well as overseas, but I'm focusing on Australia. The money that's involved is unbelievable. Most of it is tax-free. Birds are swapped and treated like cards, playing cards. And I've just discovered this week that the state government, our ministers and our premiers have allowed the bird breeders to do whatever they want with birds. Because when I try and take a step forward, okay Laurie, you want to go down? When I take a step forward, they immediately go to the state government, the bird clubs, and they somehow coerce the government to do whatever they want. It is a terrible gangsters club. That's all I can say. It's exactly like that. Can't get out much. I hardly get out. I don't socialise. I don't do much of that because of the time that's involved with the children. Sorry, Jazzy. Okay, Jazzy. Jazzy wants to go down. Okay, she flew down. I do all my own websites. I do all my social media. I do all my PR. I do all my marketing. I do everything myself. So if there's anything I can do to help that way to spread the word, I can. Meetings. I'd love to have meetings as often as possible. It keeps me in touch with people as yourselves. It keeps me in touch with people, with humans. And hang on, I've got to take the budgies away from the Laurie's house. Come on, that's Laurie's house. You can't be here. Sorry. So I've got some budgies in here that are about to be relocated too. Look, you are all flat out busy with your personal lives, your animals, the advocacy, health issues as myself. You've got so much on your plate. What I can ask for though, what I feel comfortable to ask for is if you can share all my petitions and all my posts online, get the word out, speak to people. Because I bet you one thing, that there's someone in this group who either has birds or has a family member or friend who has birds and they are kept in a cage. Because everywhere I go, everyone I meet, they all tell me, oh, you know, my brother, sister, relative, friend or someone has birds. And when I tell them how they're housed, they say, oh, in a big cage, and they show me a size of like 30 centimetres. Birds should never be in cages. There's other ways we can set them up, and all my bird advice I give regarding accommodation, food, health, vitamins, bird behaviour is all professional. And what I'd like to discuss at the next meeting, gee, anyone that knows me knows that I can either talk, or I like my absolute silence, just so I can think and reflect. So what we can talk about at the next meetings, I'll leave that open. If you have any questions for me, I have a lot of notes that I'm happy to share with you all so that you can learn more about birds. But the one message that I really need to get across is that the psychology of birds is identical to the psychology of people. Make no mistake about it. So
Why?
She's having her cashews?
She's eating them, sort of.
She's having her cashews. You like your cashews, Indy? Good girl.
next time you see a bird at a pet shop or at a breeder's facility or on Gumtree or on a Facebook page being sold, it is exactly like child slave labour. It is no different. It is no different. I've seen it for myself. I've heard it all for myself. I do my own investigations, my own research. And you know what? You don't have to go undercover for this. The bird clubs are so stupid and so arrogant over 50 years, they do everything out in the open. You can see all the abuse on Gumtree, you can see all the abuse on Facebook pages, it's all there. And next time someone tells you that I have no space or no resources, no money to have a bigger space for a bird, they should not be caring for birds. I'm also in the process of setting up a national, come here darling, I know you're upset, a national adoption program and foster program where people can foster birds temporarily, come here darling, or also adopt them. And like I said, I'm there every step of the way to help people to fast track their knowledge about birds so they don't feel that they have to go through all the reading and the research that I do. So all I can say is again, sorry I can't be there with you in person, but I really needed to record something so that you could see me, hear me. Come here, darling. I know, she doesn't like me talking. She's very scared. When I talk to people, she's not used to hearing me talking with people. But I'd really love to make contact with each and every one of you, whether it's through Facebook, email, any other way. I'm really big in trying to really educate people about the link between animal abuse and domestic violence. As I said earlier, it's so close, it's not funny. And I've got so much more I can say, but I don't want to take up your time. And enjoy the sunshine, and let's all stick together as a team and see what we can do to really help animals and birds that are suffering terribly. Thank you all for your great work. Love you all. Bye. Come on, Laurie, come and say goodbye. Come here, darling. Are you shy? Come here. Come and say goodbye. Bye-bye. Say goodbye, Laurie. I know, you don't like the camera. Goodbye-bye.